This is my prayer to thee, my Lord. Strike, strike at the root of penury in my heart. This is my prayer to thee, my Lord. Strike, strike at the root of penury in my heart.
Give me the strength lightly to bear my joys and sorrows. Give me the strength lightly to bear my joys and sorrows.
Give me the strength to make my love fruitful in service. Give me the strength to make my love fruitful in service.
Give me the strength never to disown the poor or bend my knees before insolent might. Give me the strength never to disown the poor or bend my knees before insolent might.
Give me the strength to raise my mind high above daily trifles. Give me the strength to raise my mind high above daily trifles.
And give me the strength to surrender my strength to thy will with love. And give me the strength to surrender my strength to thy will with love. Thank you.
Welcome to 13th International Poetry Festival 2020. I am very happy that I have been associated from the beginning of this poetry festival. This is 13th Poetry Festival conducted by Mrs. Claudia Piccinno and Kamar Sultana. I am happy to note that both of them belong to the Balika College students and they have been serving the college English department as teachers. I am glad to say that I presided over all the previous 12 poetry festivals and released the 12 anthologies of last 12 years. I am happy to witness that 150 poets from various parts of the world have sent their video recordings of the poems on COVID-19. This is a special first album. I tribute to all the doctors, nurses, and health workers who have been serving boldly to the COVID victims all over the world. I thank you all for recording your feelings and thoughts related to the pandemic period. My best wishes and blessings to all the poets and the organizers Dr. Guntur and Dr. Xavier. Thank you all for saying.
Namaste to all the poets and the viewers. I am happy to take part in this great event of 13th International Poetry Fest 2020. Gopichan and Nag Sushila have been organized these poetry fests in JKC College for 13 years in a unique manner. Poets from many states and countries visited our college, presented their poems in a very happy. Namaste to all the poets and viewers. I am happy to take part in this great event of 13th International Poetry Fest 2020. Gopichan and Nal Susila have been organizing these poetry fests in JKC College for 13 years in a unique manner. Poets from many states and countries have visited our college, presented their poems in a very inspiring manner, interacted with the other poets and our students. Our staff and students are fortunate to witness these fests year after year, with an intention to record the thoughts and the feelings of the poets from all over the world during these pandemic days. The organizers planned this 13th GAPF 2020 in the virtual manner. All the themes of the fest are related to COVID-19, the problems and difficulties encountered by the people in the world are recorded in the form of poems. The video recordings of the poets recited in their own voice is very impressive, emotional, and thought-provoking. I wish we will overcome all these problems in the near future and we will have good old days very soon. God bless us all. Thank you.
A warm welcome to all the poets to the 13th International Poetry Fest. I am Murli Mohan, Secretary and Correspondent of JKC College, where these meets are held, organized every year. This year, however, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have decided to go on the virtual mode. Our staff members, particularly Gopi Chen and Panchmati Nagasusila, have been organizing these fests since the year 2008 onwards. Well-known poets of national and international repute belonging to great cultures from all over the world have been contributing their creative poems for 12 years, focusing on issues like world peace, love, human values, women's issues, tribal life, environment, and child abuse. The organizers of the fest, with utmost care, have selected and edited the poems and brought out 12 anthologies with ISBN numbers. They have made it a tradition to honor the invited poets on the day of the fest, besides presenting them the anthologies free of cost. All these years, they have been conducting these fests without any registration fee, providing free accommodation and local hospitality to all the poets. I appreciate the efforts made by Gopi Chand and Nagasusila in conducting these fests all these years so very successfully. I thank all the enthusiastic poets who have been a part of these fests for 13 long years. This 13th year is a milestone because the fest is not only being organized in a virtual mode, but the themes of the fest are so relevant to the contemporary times, throwing light on issues like life in the times of COVID-19, plight of migrant laborers, hunger deaths, job crises, bravery of frontline workers. The poets have penned their feelings, emotions, and experiences in a very touching manner. Believing in the concept of better the world with words, we are presenting a video of 150 poems of the 13th International Fest 2020 to the people all across the world. Thank you all.
Good morning to you all. I welcome all the poets for this 13th Poetry Festival organized by our Vice Principal Sri Gopi Chand and Ms. Nagasusila, our English Faculty of English Department. And I hope the webinar may be a success. And also I wish all of you to attend, to enjoy this program. And also I welcome you all to this webinar. Thank you one and all.
P. Gopi Chand and P. Nagasusila are conducting the 13th International Poetry Fest. I am to inform you that I am involved without any financial commitment in the past 12 International Poetry Fests. I am also happy that I am participating in the 13th Guntur International Festival, Poetry Festival. I wish the program to be a success and I hope that they will carry it to forward. That is 14th for the next day. Thank you.
We are together for the 13th Guntur International Poetry Festival in virtual mode. The corona phenomena affected the humanoid spectrum so powerfully by evolving every spheres of life which we had never imagined to be possible. Deeply destructive and painful, and the effects of the phenomena have been. The COVID-induced lockdown has unlocked the life-enriching platform of virtual communion, while mandatory social distancing, forcing us to get physically disconnected. What has turned the entire world into virtual neighborhood, connecting us to friends, relatives, colleagues, and strangers anytime, anywhere. University and schools have started webinar series where professors teachers hold virtual interactive sessions over virtual classroom. All types of meetings, whether it is official, unofficial, family or friendly.
Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to the 13th Guntur International Poetry Festival, a benchmark for all of us and a platform that welcomes one and all, where poetry is the essence, it is the lifeline of Guntur International Poetry Festival. Welcome.
Dear poets, Namaste to all. We feel happy to announce that there is an overwhelming response to the 13th International Poetry Festival 2020.
We wish to launch this virtual poetry fest in 5 parts.
We dedicate this 13th Poetry
International
Festival
Poetry Fest
to all the doctors in the world. Now, we declare the 13th Poetry Fest open.
Ukatamoy is a modern poetess of the Republic of Uzbekistan. TV speaker, author, director, Kamal Publishing House, Uzbekistan. She was born in Namangan region, graduated from Namangan State University's Philological Faculty. She has been a member of Uzbekistan Association since 1991.
My heart is spilling down. Down my heart is falling, spilling from a nameless, beautiful feeling. In my embrace, free bolt streaming, wake up from their sleepless singing. Stealing somebody's peace, I enjoy breaking his freedom. Into light my nights would turn from picturing the endless dream. Spring. And the tender crops jump from joy through their hearts into the sky to sail. The fragrance of wind's beloved coil, the tulips' blaze keeps sparkling, the joyful ticking further, in the embrace of grand feeling. I wish I wore a tulip flaming rose. Thank you for your attention.
Gayatri Mavuru is a Bhubaneswar-based poet, artist, social activist, educator and social entrepreneur. She is the founder and director of Cherry Blossoms Global Preschool. She is also the founder and chairperson of Sri Gayatri Vidya Vikas Educational Trust, which deals with women empowerment and education for the underprivileged and promotes arts, culture, literature and heritage. She is a world record holder for her paintings on 1 rupee Indian coins. Recently, she received Young Author Award for her Hindi debut.
Hi, this is Gayatri Mavuru. The title of my poem is This Pandemic is Insane. It's like a sudden pause, a havoc created by a tiny virus. Without a warning, without a notice, it came into existence. Life became upside down, like everything is just locked down. Never heard, never seen, going through the phase unknown. Craving for the essentials, dealing with the threat indicators, coping with the stress in isolation, hoping for a better solution. Socialization to social distancing, self-liberation to self-quarantine, everything got changed. Like the wheel of time has gone in a reverse direction. Waiting for the news of outbreaks had become a daily practice. The hard-working frontline warriors and the workless daily wage laborers both are suffering to keep hopes alive. The countless coffins, the endless deaths, the helpless lives, and a merciless virus. This pandemic is insane. This pandemic is insane. Thank you.
Aarti Mittal, alias Rita Jain, is a bilingual poet, a Mumbaiker, a teacher by profession at Rahul International School, Mumbai, Nalasopara. She believes and follows the religion of humanity, compassion and love. She believes that her writings can win the hearts and help to bring some change to make this world a better place.
Namaste, I am Aarti Mittal and the name of my poem is A Migrant's Plight. Oh, the scorching heat! I plead thee, do not heed the land, do not heed the sea. Some feet are walking bare, with bags full of pains and possessions rare. They walk and walk and walk, for miles and miles, their fate as if locked, towards their destinations known yet so precarious. Their inquisitive eyes with looks so perilous. They walk and walk and walk, with empty wallets and stomachs starving. Nevertheless, to meet their dear ones, their hearts yearning. They are the skills and labours, migrating from cities to homeland. Now so bold, though obscure, with question of reaching their land. It isn't they, but their hopes, walking miles and miles, with tears and smiles, winning over the pandemic facts guide. The young, the old, the children, all walk a walk, so brisk, unfathoming, ignoring the fear, tolerating the pains, all the lives at risk. Thank you.
Dr. M.S.Wankhede, Associate Professor of English, Dhanwate National College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, is a bilingual creative writer and critic. He has 3 books to his credit. His scholarly papers have been published in various journals and edited books. He is the General Secretary of the Association for English Studies of India. Under his able guidance, 10 scholars earned PhD and 21 scholars MPhil degrees. Has been awarded with Sahitya Sri and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar National Fellowship Award.
My poem entitled as Corona. Corona, thanks a lot. Thou taught us humanity in very troublesome crisis. All we feel to struggle now and then against thy symptoms that affect all, without any discrimination based on caste, creed, language, region, religion. Thou art really praiseworthy for all. Moreover, thou cannot affect animals. Really, it's wondrous that gives shock. Thou infectious disease, a great lesson. Moderate respiratory illness, no special treatment, no medicine against you available in world. Really heart touching. But thou harass aged persons, diabetic, chronic health disease sufferers, like victims of cancer patients, really shock. But thou taught us a great lesson how to wash our hands many times a day. We will struggle and struggle several times unitedly to say you goodbye, goodbye. Thanks a lot for listening to me.
Anju Kishore is one of the winners of the Great Indian Poetry Award 2018 and the Prime International Poetry Prize 2020, author of And I Stopped to Listen. She is part of the editorial team of India Poetry Circle and is currently senior editor at Pinky She, the print magazine of the Delhi-based NGO Pinky She Foundation.
Hi, I am Anju Kishore and the title of my poem is Calling COVID. I cannot forgive you, COVID, for sneaking upon our supine selves to stick a masked gun to our heads. Forgive I cannot that limbs of steel turned limp, trudging inch by inch, fleeing fear, dodging depravity, only to be lynched by life inches from their pinch of paradise. What fiscal balms shall quell the qualms of economic cogs bogged down by your dogged assault? How can I not grieve the dearth of beds, the sudden deaths, the tally topping in spite of toiling medico sweat? But I do forgive you, COVID, for sneaking upon our selfish selves and so binding us that the earth breathed and now revels in our absence. They say she has fluffed the skies, spread the stars, polished her lakes and perfumed the place. Butterflies are twinkling in to listen to the honey rendition of flowers in the rare freedom of unmolested hours. As time crawls quietly on the sluggardly back of ennui COVID, and the hiatus rekindles nature's zest, I might even forget that you once held a masked gun to our heads. Thank you.
Ade Caparas Manilah is a poet, writer, author, painter, jewelry artist, portrait artist, accountant, real estate appraiser, businesswoman, furniture manufacturer, and exporter. She is the chief representative of the World Nations Writers Union in Australia, Sydney. She was a noted interior designer from the Philippines. At the age of 87, she published a coffee table book with 20 international women of essence in all fields of art and literature. She lives in Australia. She has 10 children, 17 grandkids, and...
Hi, this is Ade Caparas Manilah of Sydney, Australia. Our world invaded. The crowned king of pain roams. You beast, coronavirus. You are defeated. You are doomed. I, a simple stem of flower, a jumping frog, a tiny butterfly moth, shall dance, shall enjoy the flow of nature. Oh Lord, you're here. I wait for you. Your lips, wanting me, loving me. Come, free me of struggles, of panic, of racked evil thoughts. Your presence shall inflame my every moment. And in my nudeness, the love, the truth, the righteousness you have planned me to be. Bye.
Sarala Ram Kamal is a bilingual poet, translator from Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. She has her poems published in many national and international anthologies. She has also published a full book of poems and translated poems and short stories into Malayalam, including an epic poem. She works as a freelance graphic designer.
Hi, I am Sarala Ram Kamal. The poem is "This is just the opposite to was now in Corona days." The days are passing quietly, temple bells on time as usual. But God is locked away from human eyes these days and can meet only temple servants. No Shatrasamhara pujas. All stars are sitting quietly in their calendar home without red marks around their house number for birthday, wedding day, death anniversary, for matters private, and so on. In front of the house, the children are out there playing with neighborhood friends, whom they met only a few days back. The street ends after 2 gates and make it a perfect playground for them. No cars, smokeless air, fresh canopy of green trees. They watch birds and hear bird songs in total amusement. All gates in this lane are open for them to play hide and seek. The servant walks with the twins in the pram. The unripe mangoes have suddenly become a favorite. No two-wheelers and noisy vendors. The kids are safe. People started to come out, leaving the gadgets, and say hi to the neighbors, who were there but met only a few times and exchanged friendly words. Inside the house, with doors open, people start watching each other's face and read the unspoken expressions. They sit together, eating homemade snacks and local fruits, and talking about everything under the sun. Checking on elders. "Does your back hurt, Mom?" the son asks when he notices the flinching on his mother's face for the first time while she gets up from the chair. She just nods and moves on. We were the same people, with all these around in the same way. Did we need a coronavirus to be someone to each other? Now, we are happy with whatever we have if corona is not coming in for a ride, aren't we? How much? What we needed? Simple, you see. As Gibran rightly said, let there be a gap, distance, and the river of love be flowing between us, connecting us. We will be the same people in new order forever. Thank you.
Claudia was born in the south of Italy, but she lives and teaches in the north of Italy, operating in more than 100 anthologies. She is a former member of the jury in many national and international literary prizes. She is the continental director for Europe in the World Festival Poetry. She has published 34 poetry books and represents Istanbul culture in Italy. She was conferred with many prestigious awards and 250 prizes in Italy for cultural merits. She is the European editor for the International Literary Magazine.
Hello. My name is Claudia Piccinno. I come from Italy. I'm going to read a poem which name is Geraniums at the Window. Incumbent is the flicker of death while life flows through the window. On the windowsill, one more geranium withstands bad weather. The snowdrop up in the mountains, and the eagle wanders because the sky is so blue. Despite raining tears for days, on who scrutinize the clouds with upturned nose. Creature of faith or cold illusions, a pitiful mother peeped to drag safely his children. Be it science, humanitas, or who knows. We, geraniums at the window, let's try to draw safe from this long writer. Spring has come, losing its colors. Thank you.
Nisha Devdhat is a South African-born writer currently based in Asia. Her writing portfolio includes articles, poetry, and book reviews on the themes of literature, travel, education, abuse, and trauma. Nisha uses her words to spread love, bring healing, and give hope while educating and traveling around the world.
Hello, my name is Nisha Devdhat and I'm going to recite my poem to you called Weeping World. The world is weeping, her babies cry, starving and struggling to reach the sky. Night so definite, groaning infinite, while watchers wait for some new state. Combusting and turning, leaders debate, as hungry babies begin to cremate. In comes melody, fight, a new stance, sing. Peaceful babies, cradled and warm, the earth feeds them, after all is won.
Seena Srivalson is a bilingual poet, translator and editor from Kerala, India. She has compiled and edited 2 international anthologies of English poems, The Current and Global Poetry, which consists poems from 40 nations across the globe. She has directed 2 editions of Prime Poetry Festivals, Kerala 2019 and 2020. She has received Poontanam Yuva Sahitya Puraskaram for her Malayalam anthology.
Namaste, I am Seena Srivalson. I am going to recite my poem entitled The Wounds, exclusively written for 13th Guntur International Poetry Festival 2020. The Wounds. Cracked heels soaked in blood resembles a map. Cracked heels soaked in blood resembles a map. The pain of knowing the storms, grass and thorns, deep rivers, scorching roads, distance, speed, days, hours, minute, seconds, cries of hunger creep into my line of sight. The pain of knowing the storms, grass, the thorns, deep rivers, scorching roads, distance, speed, days, hours, minutes, seconds, cries of hunger creep into my line of sight. What does the world hold but your pale eyes? What does the world hold but your pale eyes? You are a poetry on survival. You walk outlining the boundaries of life. You are a poetry on survival. You walk outlining the boundaries of life. Thank you.
Rathod is a poet, author, editor, and artist. He is an upcoming voice in the field of English poetry. He is called a meta-modernist. His books have a stamp of the distinct style of writing as well as a deep streak of mysticism. He hails from Hanumangarh, Rajasthan, India, and he is a recipient of prestigious awards, World Icon of Peace in 2017, Nigeria, The Enchanting Muse.
Hello friends, I am M.A. Rathod. The title of my poem is Our Sufferings. When nature makes mankind suffer, she provides her remedies to the sufferers in a natural way. While corona is spread with purpose to make man suffer as it has no remedy. We can fight against natural disasters. But what shall we do? The afflictions provided by man. What shall we do? The afflictions provided by man. Whom shall we blame? Whom shall we blame for all the pangs? Even if we are true humanitarians, we suffer much due to our ignorance. We have no sense of the sufferings of others. We have no sense of the sufferings of others. The question of life and death arises, and we have no solution of it. We proceed towards God, but He is on leave. We proceed towards God, but He is on leave. Corona makes God suffer much. Corona makes God suffer much. In the suffering of mankind, He too bemoans. In the suffering of mankind, He too bemoans. Let us be one in this sorrowful situation. Let us be one in this sorrowful situation, for we are God's plenty and have the same fate and divinity around us, and have the same fate and divinity around us. Thank you.
Fred Lobo is a bilingual poet from Manila. He is a journalist and a columnist at Manila Bulletin Publishing Corporation. He is an administrator and a member at World Poetry Organizations. He is working as a professor in the University of East and a former president at National Press Club of the Philippines. He is the administrator of Fantasy and the founder of Living Poets Society, LIPS.
Namaste. I'm Brother Poet Fred Lobo. Let me recite to you, Hail to Humanity. Hail to humanity, our thriving family, dominating the earth, its vast lands and seas. Hail to humanity, its tested endurance, surviving wars, storms, floods, global warming. Hail to humanity, its capability to survive hunger, even pandemic. Hail to humanity, with songs, prayers to God, that we thrive, live in peace for all eternity. Hail to humanity. Thank you.
Has published 5 books of poetry, and he is a contributing writer to numerous anthologies worldwide, including Inner Child Publishing USA and BC Weekly newspaper The Link. He has won many awards, and he is the founder of Writers International Network Canada Society. Its main objective is to discover, nourish, recognize, and celebrate writers, poets, and artists. And
Namaste. My name is Ashok K.Bhargava. I am from Vancouver, Canada. I am going to recite a poem for you entitled With Eyes on the Horizon. I have written this poem exclusively for you for the Guntur International Poetry Festival 2020. In this next moment, with my eyes on the horizon, I will start a new day, a new dream, and walk into what I am. I am an image of a giant bird made of clouds in the skies. I will wander, explore mountains, forests, rivers, oceans, and the cities locked down, turned desolate. So what? Here I am, not alone. Here I am not alone. I am with the hopes, feelings, and anxieties held in layers tightly knitted together. each moment, new each time, eternally. Whatever happens, happens. Yet we will make it. We will make it through the self-isolation, social distancing. We will journey through the coronavirus, COVID-19, together. And we will emerge stronger through it together. Thank you.
Sakulic is an internationally published Serbian-American author of 19 books. She is also an acclaimed poet, popular novelist, distinguished essayist, bilingual scholar, and a major translator who taught at the most prestigious universities such as Princeton, Rutgers, and a guest lecturer at Harvard, Yale, Columbia, and Lobo universities. In the year 2019 only, she received 10 prestigious international awards.
This is Maja, Herman, Sakulic, and I will read my poem, Love in the Corona Time. On the equinox I will summon the goddess Sana. The divine radiance of her aura will illuminate my heart. Her solar light will nourish me. She will revive the earth and clear all cells of my being. She will shower me with her rays of gold and bring love and new life in this deadly corona time. Eternal Rome is emptied. A ghost town from a picture of the Chirico. Milano bleeds, Bergamo weeps, my own Belgrade allows only its young in its streets. The lights are turned off on Broadway. The lines of hungry workers disappear from the food carts. The subways are empty. Coronavirus crossed the ocean to eat the Big Apple from inside. Global pandemic from Wuhan has irrevocably changed the world. When the world falls in all around us, you have pieces to pick up, something to hold on to, like yellowed photographs, old letters, family memories, used ticket stubs or theater programs as you have time to roam your house. The pleasure of small happenings is upon us. Leisure, a pleasure of another age, when hours were longer and days endless. Quietness and silence, the concepts of bygone times are upon us again. Signs are here. Ducks appear in Fontana di Trevi. Swans and dolphins return to Venice. As the smoggy skies above Wuhan are blue and crystal clear now, and after so many years visible from above, so will the sun rays penetrate the darkness and prove the old saying, post nubila fabus, and clear the path for the new life, the new light, for the world to change and unite. Thank you.
Sen Gupta is an author of 2 Hindi poetry collections, Poet and Spiritualist by Heart and Soul. She is a qualified lawyer, motivational counselor, and trilingual prolific author. She is a recipient of several prestigious awards. She has been awarded the Srijan Abhinivas Samma. She also participated in cinematic anthology titled Faces of Emotions. Her 3rd poetry collection in Hindi is soon.
I am Balika Sen Gupta. Here I am going to recite My poem, The Solitary Walk. Lockdown and mandatory quarantine. Lockdown and mandatory quarantine. If we are safe, it's fine. To bring out inner joy and emotions into motions. Consciously try not to get affected psychologically by the effects of the disaster. Forget the negativity regarding. Involve and evolve with your hobbies and laughter. The crisis and the chaotic chaos, at least, should not make us worry about. At least, should not make us worry about and restrict us universally from. At least, should not make us worry about and restrict us universally from the solitary walks of mind and soul throughout. State of emergency introduced itself. And we inspire all alertness, awareness for the self. Television channels are busy portraying the corona. Frequently washing hands and inner mind will fill us with rejuvenative aroma. Frequently washing hands and inner mind will fill us with rejuvenative aroma. Stigmatization for the people's disconnection from the outer world socially can be washed off with keeping connections virtually and can be reconnected with the fresh sunshine of unlock and can be reconnected with the fresh sunshine of unlock when the life restart itself, when the life restart itself again by soul to soul connection spiritually, by soul to soul connection spiritually, yes, by soul to soul connection.
Dr. Tejaswini Patel is from Maharashtra. She is an academician, a trilingual poet and a social worker, writes about nature, social issues, feminist sensibilities and her experiences. Thrice selected for prestigious Rio Grande Valley International Poetry Festival, Texas, USA. She is one among the famous coffee table book 25 Women of Virtue. She is the recipient of state level Mahila Samaja Ratna Lifetime Achievement Award and Master of Creative Impulse by World Poetry Conference, Batinda, Punjab.
Hi, I'm Tejaswini Patel. I'm going to recite my poem, Woman and Her Pen. I'm a woman with pen in my fingers, which works as a filter that filters her feelings to be expressed or not to be. Does this pen work more than an instrument that oozes ink? Why doesn't it ooze her anger, revolt, and self-esteem she suppresses every time? I am a woman, only a woman. The more books she reads, she changes her dreams, paints them in innovative colors, and bars them entry outside her dream. Why can't she open her bosom to her closest companion? How many centuries need to be trampled upon with blood-red footprints? Why doesn't her pen help her? Why? Thank you.
Geaorge is a poet, editor, translator and an amateur artist. She spent her early years in West Bengal and higher education in Kerala. She composed her first poem at the age of 12 and won laurels for the institutions where she studied. After a brief stint as teacher within and outside country, she joined as administrative staff at MG University, Kottayam, Kerala in 1997. She is the author of Gladioli and Other Poems and De-Stressing, editor of Roots and Wings.
Namaste. This is Annie George. I am going to present the workers' woes for Guntur International Poetry Festival. Hanging on single girders, sending shudders down our spine, the workers at their worksite swing between means and might, sometimes a tightrope walk, trapezing between life and lifelessness, minds plastered onto walls, giving shape to concrete dreams. No respite or reason to get in touch with their loved ones, braving inclement weather, forgetting promises of paradise, they carry on. When the flyover is commissioned and countless commuters cross to and fro, who will remember the lost blood and sweat and hear these workers' woes?
Dr. Kalpana Mallik is a bilingual and internationally renowned poetess of Odisha, India. She has authored 4 books. She has a post-graduation in chemistry and doctorate in environmental science. She was a famous anchor in national TV Odia. She has been honored in various international and national literary organizations.
Hi friends, I am Kalpana Mallik from Odisha, reciting my poem, The Migrant Laborers. Corona carries a long-term misery. Corona carries a long-term misery, unendingly locked down the universe, quarantined the fate of the migrant laborers. The country's poorest citizens moved from the villages to work in the cities for their livelihood purpose. On the canvas of the highways, they walk miles and miles, carrying a loads of despair on their backs, putting the kismet of pregnant women and children in a dusky sack, leaving the painful footprints by splashing the sweat and blood, witnessing the plight of hunger, the relentless tears, fathomless pains, the countless murmurs. O Lord, give strength to cross the road to reach the home without fear. The glazing of the sun slaps the maize. The night looks deep and stays. The gruesome death dances in utter nakedness, kisses the loneliness, challenges the fate. The gruesome death dances in utter nakedness, kisses the loneliness, and challenges the fate. What can be worse? What can be worse suffering than a homeless? My heart begins to ask. My mind wounded with so many question tags. Words fail to describe. What do people call happiness? What do people call happiness in the ever-changing world? What do people call happiness in the ever-changing world? Thank you.
Sultana Sheikh is a poet writing mostly on themes of spirituality, mysticism and nature with a focus in Sufi poetry. Sultana has contributed to various anthologies and won several prizes in poetry contests. A green enthusiast, blogger and a content writer, Sultana calls herself a wordsmith. Her debut work, a COVID Times release, The Golden Dawn, won the prestigious Poet of the Year award from...
Hi, I'm Sultana. I'm going to recite my poem, A Strange Lullaby. Talelo, talelo, sleep well, my child, listening to the lullaby of uprooted feet. Listen thou to the sound of my bangles that sway in tune to the sway of the train. This train of desperate hope. We perch precariously, you and I. Do not worry, my child, for we shall not fall. For we have swayed high up in the air, you in me, you on my back, as we carried bricks for the high rises, from whence now we are far removed. Can you see them, concrete and glass, shining in the distance? Sleep well, my child, to the strange lullaby of the engine song and the hot wind whistling by. Sleep well, my child. I know not of tomorrow, but I sleep not today, so my grip on you may remain. Sweet my child, we shall sleep again soundly some day, you and I, if we are not dead and both mouths fed. Sleep well, my child, until the sun of our land shall bid us awake, to toil, to labour. Till then we shall rest. For us it is best. Thank you.
Dr. K. Sandhya is a bilingual poet. She has been into teaching and research for 4 decades. Her interests include different genres of literature, contemporary, comparative, and creative.
I am Professor K. Sandhya from Vijayawada, reciting my poem entitled Open Up, Locked Down. Long locked ups and downs with undulations in each inch, rewriting the pre-written history, economy, sociology, psychology, all social actions with distances. Pure sciences vying to find combinations and permutations to combat the invisible danger, retaining the pure old conventional norms, proving history repeats and remains. The world under lock and key, opening escape avenues at whims, and needs of survival soaring up unreachable as luxuries. Day-to-day, hand-to-mouth existence caught amid life and death, scores on foot, left in lurch. Watching in closed doors with wrenched hearts, hapless, helpless, health at hazard, clueless of life and its implications, launching into an existential state with platonic queries, to do or not to do, anything and everything. Learnt lessons many, masked enmeshed safety from enemy and hid disgust of sorts, exposed faces tirelessly donning masks, juxtaposed fact from false, pre and post pest, the exterior attracts but the spikes kill. Yes, smart to look, sweet to talk, fair above, with touch seemingly loving, hideous inside out, with malice in each word and deed. Open up, my dear friend, and the lockdown. Spreading spikes may turn in any time into the eyes, nose, mouth, through ears. Find out the core and kernel. Do touch. Hard surface betrays soft essence. Tales told have no base. Dig into yourself. Why are not helpers who are most often seekers of kinds several? Thank you very much.
Xavier was the former head of the Department of English, SN College, Madurai, former principal and HOD of English, Mata College, Mana, Madurai. He is the recipient of the prestigious G.U. Pope Award in the year 2020, which was presented by the Honorable CM of Tamil Nadu. He was a playwright and he has written many poems and many anthologies got released. In the year 2008, he received the blessings from the Pope of the Vatican City.
Coronavirus is a catastrophe unheard of so far and unpredicted in human history, rocking the entire world. Unbridled spread of it results in agonizing deaths. The official death toll has now crossed several thousands. The center and the state governments, our guardians, have risen to the occasion to deal with the predicament. They have alerted their dedicated frontline workers, their mercy view and their medicine cure their patients. Rules are rigid, but the people in the street defy them. They avoid using masks and maintaining social distance. They throng in public places and succumb to corona. The poor are between corona and the biting penury. The poor keep indoors and fail to earn their livelihood. The nomads and the tribals starve and cry for food. They barely have enough money to keep and Our government tries to alleviate corona and appease hunger. Thank you.
Sujata Paul is a bilingual poetess. She is a teacher by profession, but writing is her passion. She loves traveling and music. She has published 3 books of poetry, Whisper of My Soul and Sarang in English and Astitva in Bengali. Her prose, poetry and articles have been published in different national and international journals and anthologies.
Hi, I am Sujata Paul. I am going to recite my poem, A Thorough Variation. And then, everything has been changed one day. And then, one day, everything has been changed. People are trying to stay at home. And the children having long vacation from their school, listening fables from their grandparents. People are practicing physical exercises, flying kites, playing the indoor games. Again, some are there, sleeping deeply, having plenty of time. Some have been suffering from chronic diseases. Some are far away from family members to fight against COVID-19. Some are far away from family members to fight against COVID-19. Some are distributing to the needy ones. Some are posting verses, motivational rights, and the selfies in the social medias. COVID has changed the setup of the life of people thoroughly. Namaskar.
Dr. T.Sree Latha, Head and Associate Professor, Training and Placement Cell in NRI Institute of Technology, Vijayawada, has 25 years of teaching experience. She believes that man is an eternal learner and hence interests in honing her writing and presentation skills by publishing various literary articles and poems.
Namaste. I am Dr. Tangirala Latha. The title of my poem is Thy Will Prevails. The poem goes like this. The crafty cruel trials of some autocrats, nasty shrewd designs to own and dictate, shockingly sad zeal to order and master, careless apathy to the innocent denizens, blasted perils seizing the world overall. Rulers of the states in apparent confusion, doctors aghast with a certain uncertainty, scientists striving for a puzzling solution, patients trembling with a hopeless hope, people buried in a consistent inconsistency, heads of the nations and rigidly benevolent, caged people from outside to tight inside, everything ceased to start afresh again. Everything ceased to start again afresh. The globe locked for a positive opening. Confinement imposed for blissful liberty. Confinement imposed for blissful liberty. The earth needs healing from the eternal fatigue. Virus is thy arrow to check man's arrogance. Chance to purge his brutal acts and vile views. Showed him apt place only under thy mercy. Showed him apt place only under thy mercy. Thy dear creation lives as thy will prevails. Thy dear creation lives as thy will prevails. Thank you.
Sudip Chatterjee, an assistant teacher in English, is a budding voice from Bankura, West Bengal, India. He is a bilingual poet. Apart Apart from poetry, he is interested in other forms of literature like short stories, book reviews, essays, articles, etc. Many of his poems have been published at international level. He participated in various international and national level seminars, presented papers on various literary topics. He is also an amateur guitarist.
Hi, I'm Sudip Chatterjee and I'm going to recite my poem, Who Are We? Who are we? The mortals on earth who have traveled long path for the family far home. Who are we? Wanderers of this land with dark filthy hand have made this world beautiful. Who are we? The compassionate souls afield who have refused to yield to life before death. Who are we? The hope of nation whose lives without fashion dream only for a better world. Who are we? Nothing but a family who live life gaily over fear.
Jagjit Singh Jandu is a bilingual poet who writes in English and Punjabi. His poems have been published internationally in about 24 anthologies. He served in Education Department, Punjab government for 32 years and retired as lecturer in commerce. He published his anthology of English poems, Journey of Love to Salvation.
My dear friends, I am going to present my poem, The Cruel Micron Killer. Oh my beautiful friends with colorful wings, don't you hear the sound of frequent sirens, the ambulance rings? You know how that time took so swift a turn, none feels safe to move out, having much concerns. Human lives are fighting against the scarcity of breaths. Human lives are fighting against the scarcity of breaths as cruel corona being swelling millions of folks on this earth. The whole mankind feels being imprisoned in self-made cages, life facing huge risks from dancing death and vanishing wages. Whom to blame? Whom to blame for the birth of this micron enemy? Whom to blame for the birth of this micron enemy, which is sucking blood of the olds, infants, and shattering the economies? Maybe it a secret war, maybe it a secret war of power or a bio attack that sent shockwaves to the world and emptied the food racks. None could ever win through such an evil game. Of what use the power is? Of what use the power is where remains nothing to claim? Salutes to the frontline heroes. Salute to the frontline heroes, the real saviors. May all beings live healthful lives with prosperous layers. May all beings live healthful lives with prosperous layers. Thank you.